Greetings and greetings to you all. Thank you for joining us again in this Fight from Spiritual Quest. My name is Mustapha Ngom. And today's topic is a reflection on rights, especially a particular one, women's rights, women fighting for right of equality, which is a very sad topic because it's just another evidence how all our three major forces of society have miserably or flagrantly failed humanity when women have to fight for equal rights. Religion, culture, and government. These are the three systems that rule humanity. And this issue of women fighting for equal right is just another evidence how these systems do not work for the greater good of humanity and have miserably failed humanity. Because one must ask, who can have more rights than women, whom we all come through them into this world? Every single one of us come through a woman, come through this world. Unless you are a demon from a demonic realm, whether you are president, king, whatever your status in society is, you have come through a woman into this world. So it just doesn't make no sense. Women have to fight for equal right. It's like the metaphor, parents demanding equal right to their children, asking their children to grant them equal rights to them. That's how silly it is. That's how twisted it is. Not just twisted, but twisted upside down. And when you look at this issue, it just seems like everything about our society functions the opposite. And that's how exactly what it is. You take religion, which was meant to galvanize humanity on the spiritual point of view, for unification, function to the opposite of its purpose, create division and chaos and destruction. Culture, which could be display the spectrum of the beauty of humankind in ones, what it does, divide through the mentality of superiority, arrogance of superiority. Instead of creating this beautiful unity, now it's a competition. Which culture is superior to another, which culture is better, so on and so forth. So therefore, culture functions to the opposite of its purpose. That's good the same with the government. Government that was meant to take care of its people do the opposite, is rule the people on the law. All these systems function the opposite of what they could be to serve the greater good of humanity. And there's a passages in the Quran, passage Surah 5, 119, where Satan make a declaration saying that surely I will mislead them, put false desire into them, and I will change their nature in which God created them to function. And I said, if there's any truth within this scripture, that will be one of them. Because reality seems to testify that to be accurate. Everything about our society seems to function the opposite. And that's where I say Satan is good with his word. How can women, even Western nations, United States, another Western nation who claim to be champions of democracy, you still seeing their women gathering in mass, their word be heard throughout the lands, demanding their equal rights, even though they call democracy. You go to any system, there's so many religions. Some religion women don't even dare to demand some rights of equality. Let's go to culture the same. And our government the same. Even like I said, the Western nation who claim to be the champion of democracy, their women is still struggling for what we call women's equal rights. No man in this earth can have more rights than any woman in this world. Does not matter whatever your status is. You are a prophet, you are a prophet, whatever your status is, prophet, president, king, doesn't matter. A man cannot have more right than women in this earth that we all come through. God gave them that privilege. They are the mother of the earth. Without them, there will be no human race. Without women, there will be no human race. So how can then one who have that power be stripped? That power is stripped away. Through what? Through this system, through the design of this system. Their God-given power is stripped away. That's another reality, that these systems, they were not designed for the greater good of humanity. Because when women who are the nurturer, who are the mothers that we all come through, their right have to strip away and they have to fight for their rights. Any system that allow that or created that cannot be working for the greater good of humanity, nor represent moral righteousness or the God who created humankind. Because God did not create humankind and say, man, you are in charge. Without women, no one will be here. So does no one have more right than women to be here in this world? It is men who have to give up the evil mindset of superiority. Just then you will see the moral rights of the land and the moral obligation between one another. Everything is turning upside down. People fighting for all kinds of rights. These systems have made humankind to rebel and many become rebellious, become part of their nature. Fighting for the right for abortion, right for homosexuality, all these rights people are fighting about. But when you when you analyze or look at all these rights stuff people are fighting about, when you able to look at them on the spiritual point of view, you see what this system actually are. They are the formula that create all this chaos and immorality that people try to make right. women would strip away their right to this system. Many rights are being fighting about because of these systems. If was, we know beyond invisible doubt that there is a God. There is a God beyond invisible doubt that who know our thoughts, our deeds, the one we do indoor, behind closed door, and out to the public, out to the open. The God who knows all of it. The things we do in the dark, in the darkness, or in the light, or behind closed door, or out the open. Know our thoughts, our desire, and our action. The God who knows all their ways. The all-seeing God, the all-knowing God. If we knew beyond invisible doubt that this God exists, all these rights will not even come to consideration to see them as right. No one would stood in the front of that God demanding this God the right for an abortion or the right for homosexuality. No one would. No one would face the God of mankind who know all there is, all-seeing, all-knowing God, and asking this God to give them the right for an abortion or the right for homosexuality. No one would. This is the truth. So asking all these people asking for this right, they understand that the system the system are corrupted. So if everything is corrupted, you can corrupt it as they are. None of these systems have the moral credibility to grant you the right or moral rights of any kind. Not moral right, not right of an abortion, or right for homosexuality, or any right, any moral right, any right that's regard to moral. This system, whether it's a religion, culture, or government, they don't have the credibility to grant you any of these rights. So fighting for this right, demanding this right to these systems, is nothing but pure hypocrisy. Because they, even if they grant you the right, now you see, homosexuality and abortion, there's many culture is accepted. Religion is still struggling about some of those issues. Government, when in the West, there's some part, these rights are granted to people. The right for an abortion, the right for homosexuality. Men and men join in unit, women and women. When you close your eye to the depth of your soul, by asking for the right, when you close your eye to the depth of your soul, you know these, they are not right to ask for. No one can make it right. No one can grant you this right. No one in heaven or for earth and heaven, no one would grant you these moral rights. Under the authority of moral righteousness, no one would. Because it's a work of Satan who declare that he will change our nature to function to the opposite of in which God was created us to function. He said that here in Surah 5, 119. And if there's any truth within the scriptures, that's would be one of them. All these right people, all these rights people fighting for, is nothing but Satan playing game with humans. No man have more right than any woman in this earth, whether it's your daughter, wife, mother, aunt, any woman. No man have more right than any woman in this earth. Fact. You are asking for right of abortion, homosexuality. No one have the credibility. No one can grant you that moral right. God can grant you that right under the authority of moral righteousness. Not up there, not in here, or anywhere. No one can make it right. So, all these right people fighting about is work of Satan. Nothing but work of Satan. And it is said when women have to fight for their equal rights, men don't have the right to give you equal right. You have more rights than men, than any man in this world. So act like it, and you have to demand on it, demand for it. You just have it. It's a God-given. Claim it. Claim it. Claim it. Claim it. It's a God-given. And men have to give up their satanic ideology of superiority. Because this imbalance is one of the curses of humanity. This imbalance is one of the curses of humanity. When mothers have to ask equal right from their children, there's no greater curse than that. For this, our humanity to be healed, all this curse must be broken. So I think we'll leave it here on this topic till next time. As always, be well, and God bless you all.